What's up, YouTube? This is the Wisco Boater channel. My name is Chad. It's a nasty day in Door County. We're on Thirsty Whale and we are getting ready to go on a dinghy scavenger hunt. Now my plan for the weekend was to bring the glass bar up to use that for the scavenger hunt, but the carburetor is still not rebuilt. Didn't get the kit in time. So we're going to borrow a dinghy, but Brittany's with me and we're gonna go over and get our scavenger hunt instructions here in just a few minutes, and then we'll see what this is gonna be like. But it's a gross, gray, misty, rainy, cool, not very good Door County day, but we'll make the best of it. All right, we're done with the initial meeting. We have our first clue that came with a paddle, and now we're getting ready to jump on boats because I think the rest of the clues are out there somewhere. So we're gonna get in Scott and Heidi's dinghy. So this is our ride for the day. Dottie is not going to be with us, but she wants to go for a boat ride. So, all right, let's go see if we can find our next clue. Okay. All right, we are on to our second clue. Just left the marina. Brittany's our navigator. We're gonna go up to Sunny's, Bridge Up Brewing. I think that's where our second clue is. We'll see. All right, I hope you can hear me. We found our second clue. It was on a Bertram 46 called the Northern Star, and now we're heading back to quarterdeck for our what I think is the third clue. So it's kind of a fun thing to do. I mean, it's a gray, gross day, but it's kind of it's a lot of fun so far. All right. We had to buy this next clue because we could not figure it out. So we're getting back in the dinghy to go across the river, or across the bay here to another location. We just bought it, so we know where we're going for this next clue because we could not figure this one out. All right, well, we just got done with the scavenger hunt. We sort of won, but sort of didn't. We ran out of gas on a borrowed dinghy on the final leg to the destination where the prize was, which was in this dock box right here. We ran out of gas, and we were borrowing the Bader's, Scott and Heidi Bader's dinghy, and they ended up passing us as we ran out of gas, and they got here first. But being the wonderful people that they are, we split the winnings. There was some cash involved, just a little bit from the buy-in fee, and they gave us a little bit of that. So thank you, Scott and Heidi. Appreciate that. Doing a YouTube video giving you a little thanks for the split and winnings. So anyway, had a great time. Mark and Mandy, if you guys watch this, that scavenger hunt was so much fun and so well done. Just absolutely a great time. And the weather was okay, so turned out great. I do want to show the Chris Craft Roamer that just got back, because I've had several people ask about this boat since I mentioned that in the Marina tour video that this boat was not here. It was away being refinished. And this is a Roamer, Roamer 38 or something like that. If it wasn't beautiful enough before, it's absolutely stunning now. They have completely repainted the boat, refinished all of the woodwork, everything got polished. Did not get a new top, but swim platform is awesome. And yeah, this boat's just amazing to look at. So we have, as I think I mentioned in the tour video, we do have 3 Chris Crafts at the end of the dock here. We got Scanlan's Commander 35, this Roamer here, and of course Thirsty Whale right down there. But that thing is just a thing of beauty. All right, now we're gonna grab a drink and relax here this afternoon. Well, it's a little over a week since we did that scavenger hunt, and I recorded this, basically the same thing I'm going to record again. The audio for some reason was fouled when I did this on the boat, so I'm going to go through the final clue. The story goes, and the scavenger hunt began, that a fisherman in the Sturgeon Bay area went missing. His name was Willie, and the idea was to find Willie. Willie had the last clue to the finish line. And after collecting 4 or 5 clues, and I think there were 3 of the 4 or 5 that had a piece of the puzzle that I'll show you here in a second. So Willie had gone missing on a fishing boat, and all the clues led us to his coordinates where he was last seen. We were supposed to be looking for a set of dog tags. The dog tags were strapped around a fake skeleton that was supposed to be Willie. So the second to last clue gave us the coordinates of where Willie was last seen. So we drove the dinghy over to those coordinates, which was over by the Bay Bridge or the Highway Bridge or the New Bridge, whatever you want to call it, in Sturgeon Bay, where there was a floating buoy that didn't look like it was supposed to be there. So we motored over to that buoy, and sunken in about 6 feet of water with 2 anchors tied around it was a fake skeleton that was supposed to be Willie. And around his neck were dog tags. Now on the dog tags, it said, turn 765 degrees to starboard. Took us a little bit to figure this out while I was spinning the dinghy round and around, thinking that there was going to be some clue that just magically appeared, which it did not, of course. Mark and Mandy, that put the scavenger hunt together, did such a fantastic job. They were in the area and came over to us and were like, what are we supposed to do? You know, we're spinning the boat around. And Mandy said, you have all the clues you need on your boat. So that kind of got us thinking about all of the gears on this puzzle that we had collected. So we put this together, and I'll turn the camera around and show you this. So these are the gears that were collected. The paddle was the very first clue. We were team number 3. And we figured out that we were supposed to turn the ship's wheel 765 degrees. Now 765 degrees is 45 degrees past 2 full turns. So at first we thought, we'll just turn it 45 degrees. This actually led to a false clue. So 765 degrees was a big part of this puzzle. So we went back to north and then turned the ship's wheel 2 full turns, and it gets a little bit hard to turn here. So there's 1 full turn. Second full turn, now that's 720 degrees. Or 765 minus 720 is another 45 degrees. So turn over to 45 degrees. Now the arrows point at the letter F and the number 53. So we immediately thought slip F53 back at quarterdeck. So that's where we were headed. And on the way back to the dock, about halfway between that last set of coordinates and the dock, our borrowed dinghy ran out of gas. Now, the joke was that because it was a borrowed dinghy that Scott and Heidi owned, that we thought, oh, they sabotaged us, didn't give us enough gas. But it really was nobody's fault. It took like, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours to do this scavenger hunt, and running a dinghy up and down the no-wake zone around Sturgeon Bay for that long, there just wasn't enough gas to get there. So we stopped John and Jen. They asked if we had a problem. I said, yeah, we're out of gas. And I stupidly answered this next question the wrong way. John asked me if there was a clue down by the bridge that we were supposed to get. And I said, yeah, you need to go down there. And he goes, great, we'll catch you on the way back. Okay, so that's my fault. Then Scott and Heidi came up in their boat behind us, realized we were out of gas. They were gonna tow us. Mark and Mandy were right behind them. And they were like, don't worry about it, we'll get them. So Scott and Heidi went on. We weren't sure if they knew what the final clue was at that point. Mark and Mandy came up to us and said, where are you guys headed? And we're like, slip F53. We're like, okay, we'll tow you there. So while we were being towed to slip F53, Scott and Heidi were kind of wandering around. We noticed they had started to make a beeline for F-dock back at quarterdeck, and we thought, okay, they figured it out. So they did get there first, but because Scott and Heidi are the great people that they are, realized the whole situation. We had helped them out on a clue earlier in the day. We split the winnings. So it was a $20 buy-in to do the scavenger hunt. 6 couples were doing it, so it was a $120 pot. So we split the winnings and got some wine and stuff in the end there. So it's very cool, a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it next year. We're gonna make this an annual thing. So and hopefully next year I'll have a little bit more involved video. That's the story of the scavenger hunt. So hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wisco Boater channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, send me some comments. And if you want to be notified when I post new videos like this one, hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time on the Wisco Boater channel. Happy boating, everybody.